Hey everyone, hope all is well. Welcome to another weekly analysis, weekly outlook video. Okay, we're going to be talking about the British pound. We're going to be talking about Swiss franc, the euro, and New Zealand dollar. We're also going to be discussing CAD JPY and GBP which I think are very good technical trades that we could take this week potentially. All right, so let's start off with New Zealand, New Zealand dollar. So we have, oops, what is wrong with PlayStation? Okay, so we have this beautiful drop base rally. Price came into that zone. We could see that it reacted and it created also a drop base rally. The only thing with all the charts that I'm going to be talking about today, except the GBP, is that they have this weird gap. But in the lower time frames, let me show you guys, we do not see a gap. The gaps, which is this one, only this one, is already filled. Um, but actually in New Zealand, we have a gap down here that we have to fill, and it's this one right here. We have this drop base rally, all right? So, well, we have the drop, we have the candle closes here and then the other candle closes opens over here and never gets filled. So we actually open on a with a gap over here. We also have a gap here. So it's a little bit messy, not gonna lie. So all I'm waiting for is for price to come back into this zone. We also have a daily zone down here. If it comes inside this weekly and then this weekly and daily zone, then I'll be interested to buy. So I'm just waiting for the pullback. And all of these are the fundamentals are pretty much the same. They're still retailers are still bearish. So I believe that this week we're gonna see a pullback. Once we see the pullback, retailers are gonna continue to be bearish, and then when they're bearish, I think the other week we're gonna see a pretty good pump. Okay, Swiss franc. So all of these have the same fundamentals. Retailers are extremely bearish. So okay, so same thing. Got this advanced zone down here, and then if price decides to just come back into the zone, and I created a drop base rally. Okay. So if it comes back into the zone and it stops me out my position, which is in break even right now, if it decides to come back down into the zone, I'll be looking to buy in this zone once again. Okay. But in the meantime, let's hope price just explodes to the upside. Okay. So, um, so my favorite one actually is GBP because it doesn't have any gaps. So you can see on the daily, we also have this beautiful zone, which is also a monthly zone. That's why price is it exploded to the upside because we were in a monthly zone, also a daily and then a weekly. So it was a perfect zone. And then price exploded to the upside. Now, um, so I'm just waiting for price to come back into this zone, um, so I could just buy down here where it's gonna be cheap. Okay, so it created also this sort of demand zone. Well, no, yeah, on the daily it created this demand zone down here. Let me um, identify it as a daily. Okay, so I created a daily. I'm just waiting for price to come back into the zone and look for buys. So as I mentioned, I think this week that's what we're gonna do. Price is gonna be pulling back the entire week, and then I think the other week we're gonna be seeing price to continue to go up. Or who knows, maybe price just continues pumping. Okay, so I'm already in a trade, so that would be beneficial to me. So also here we have this on the weekly. We created this drop-based rally, and then on the daily we also have on the daily we have this drop this rally-based rally, and then we also have okay, so on the daily we have this demand zone. I'm just waiting for price to come back into the zone. I want price to get inside also um this weekly demand zone again. So ideally comes back around here and look for entry to continue to the upside. If it breaks this zone, then the next zone will be this one. I'll be waiting for price to get into a zone to get buy confirmation, long confirmations. Okay, so let's talk about the DXY because all these pairs that I just analyzed are negatively correlated with the dollar. So if we know what the dollar is going to do, then we could know what the other currencies are going to do. So if we go to this the monthly chart, we have this rally base drop. So the extended version is from wick to wick. Okay, so it would be this huge zone. If we draw it like this, we could see that price came into that wick, okay, came into that wick, and then it's reacting off the extended version of that supply zone. Now, something very interesting is that during this massive move to the upside, we it created a lot of gaps. One, two, three gaps. All right, three gaps that has to they have to be filled. All right. So what am I suspecting? All right, we have a gap here also. Um, I'm suspecting that price is going to continue to the downside, is going to fill this gap, and then it's going to come into this demand zone on the weekly. And if we see the daily, we go to the daily and we see, oops, yeah, so I can draw this as also demand zone. So if we see the daily, the seasonality, we could see that we price is approaching a bottom uh right here. Look, a bottom, then we have explosive move to the upside. We have a bottom, and then we have an explosive move to the upside, and then here, bottom, explosive move to the upside. So what am I suspecting? I'm expecting price to continue to the downside, fill this gap. Then once we get into the zone, we're gonna see a massive move to the upside. Actually, we have a gap here. So I think we're gonna have a massive move to the to the upside to get inside this this supply zone on a on the monthly, sorry, this rally base drop. So I'm expecting price to come back all the way over here and then see a massive move to the downside. Okay. So that's what I am expecting for the DXY. So if price on the DXY comes all the way back down here and I see that it's reacting off the zone, I'm gonna be closing the USD CHF trade. All right. So now with that said, let's go to the technical part of this video. So let's start with GBP So on the weekly, we are bearish. We're doing bearish structure. On the daily, we're also doing creating bearish structure. We have this resistance right here. That's pretty obvious. All right, and then also on the weekly, we have a supply zone over here. We have this rally base drop. Price is already in the supply zone. And also on the daily, we have this rally base drop. All right. So I'm expecting price to come back into the zone and give us a entry confirmation to continue to the downside. And for CAD JPY, same thing. We are bearish structure. We have this resistance, clears resistance. We have this rally base drop on the weekly, on the daily, and we are bearish on the weekly. And then on the daily, we are bearish. We're creating bearish structure. Okay. And I'm just expecting price to come back into the zone and give us an entry confirmation. Okay. So yeah, um, that's pretty much it, guys. So another thing that might be very helpful for you guys is that price opened. Okay. So today is Sunday. Market opened just a few hours ago, and we could see that the price, the candle never give us a wick up. So if we could go back into a chart, we can't, it's very, well, I just spotted two candles that don't have a wick, and that's, I was gonna say, well, three. Look at this. Wow. Okay. I was gonna say that's very rare for a candle to not have a wick to the from in both sides, but clearly, wow, okay, one, two, three, okay. So maybe this week is gonna be the same, but well, no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, the market does whatever it wants, um, but yeah, most of the candles, let me say that, most of the candles have a wick up. Well, look at this one. This one doesn't, well, yeah, it has a little wick. So most candles have a wick up and a wick down. And this one just opened and then it just started dropping, which is not very common. Okay, so most most likely than not, price is going to come back into its zone and give us a short opportunity. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one.